Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of r/entitled parents. In this channel I'm gonna try to get some of the stories you won't find in other channels so that they don't repeat themselves. Also don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you like these stories. Now without further ado, let's get right into it. So there's a kid in the kitchen on a busy day, but I'm the asshole for taking her to her mother. So I work in this cafe. It is very hectic over summer and I'm the only stable staff. So often I'm in there completely by myself if it's the owner's day off or if they need to run an errand. I can remember why I was alone this day, but the owner told me that if I got overwhelmed to just stop serving food and only do coffee. I was poor and wanted to get tips, so I thought I would do food for as long as possible. I've been running around all day when this family comes in. There were no issues as they order and sit down, but a minute later, while I'm making fries and buttercut for the family and other orders and coffees as I go running in and out of the kitchen, which is behind the till, I see their kid walking into the kitchen. I stop her with my niece, since my hands were full, and say, "Hey sweetheart, you can come play out here, would you follow me please?" She nods and I go drop the food on the table and look back to see that there is no child behind me. I panic, thinking of how much hot oil is in the kitchen, so I rush back and grab the child who's laying on the kitchen floor right where I would have stomped at her head if I hadn't seen her. I lift her up, very aware of all the food which is gonna start burning any second, and rush back to get to her mom. I say, "Can you keep hold of her? It's dangerous for her to be in the kitchen." She starts saying something, but I'm already going back to the kitchen. I had a small break from new customers, so I'm cleaning up while the family's food is finishing up, when the small child comes up to me and grabs my skirt. I ask her where she's from and if she's having fun while I clean since I'm not in the kitchen. I then tell her sternly that she cannot follow me into the kitchen while I go get food. She does. I plate the food up while keeping a close eye on her and take it over to the family. She doesn't follow me, but all the stoves and fryers are now off and I can see her. As I drop the food off, the mom tells me to go get EK. I was a little shocked by this, but I go get her anyway. At this point, all the customers have their food and I'm doing 1 or 2 coffees, but mainly just cleaning up the kitchen and all plates. 10 minutes later, the small child goes into the kitchen again. "Oh no," I say sternly. "As I've told you, you cannot be here. Your mommy will be very upset if she has to tell you herself." EK begins to cry, but that half fake cry, if you get me. I pick her up and take her to the table. And I tell Mom, "What on earth? Why is EK crying? What did you do? She was perfectly happy with you." I explain that I'm too busy to keep an eye on your child, and if my boss saw the child in the kitchen I would 100% lose my job. And it's not safe for her as she could get burned or I could step on her. I'm not trained to check on children in my path. I'm a little shocked because I don't really know how to explain that this isn't okay since it just seemed like common sense to me. And I told Mother, "I waited far too long to get this food. If you want your tip, you'll have to play with her. She likes you. There's no one order anything right now anyway." Still shocked and having dealt with a lot of these kind of customers, I kiss my tip goodbye. I probably wasn't getting one anyway, and simply say, "If she comes into the kitchen again, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. I'm sorry, but her safety is my #1 priority." I went to the kitchen, all wound up, and very ready to refuse to serve them if they order anything else, but they didn't. Didn't leave a tip either, but the child never came into the kitchen again, thankfully. What horrible parents are in this world, thinking that she's not only risking her child's safety, but also she's being an inconvenience to this person who's just doing their job and also could lose their job because of their fault, and they don't even want to tip when the other person is just caring for her kid. Also, I thought that for a moment this was gonna turn into a choosing burger story because the food took too long to get there, but hopefully at least they paid, and unluckily the guy didn't get any tips, so that sucks for him. Also, you probably don't find this story in any other channels since it took me a long time to actually correct all these sentences, since the writer probably wasn't from an English speaking country, but I hope you enjoy. And now let's go to the next one. EP wants me to entertain her kid for her. Hi everyone, I'm pretty new here, so please excuse me if I make any mistakes. I try to be as concise as possible. This happened last Wednesday. For a little background information, I'm a woman in my late 20s, and this takes place in a country in Europe, and I neither have nor like children. I also don't have a car, so I usually take 2 buses to work, for a commute that takes about an hour. I use this time to relax, listen to music, and get ready for the day. I had also been sick on Monday and Tuesday that week, so I was really anxious about the workload waiting for me. I get on the bus on my normal bus stop and proceed to sit in a seat close to the door on the left side of the bus. I'm not quite sure how to explain this visibly, but in front of where I'm sitting is a space that parents can put their buggies and prams. So I sit there, minding my own business, when at the next stop, EP comes in. She has a buggy that she pushes right in front of where I'm sitting, as she's supposed to, no issue with that, and has another 3 or 4-year-old kid as well. Thinking back on it, I think I've seen her a few times in the morning, so I think she probably takes this route often. The bus is on its way and she's shuffling around, which I can obviously see from the corner of my eye. But I pay no attention to it since I'm listening to music, thinking about my day to come, etc. She then says something to me. I can tell she's addressing me because from the corner of my eye I can tell she's looking at my end. Yes, I was being sort of a dick, but I decided not to respond. The seat next to me was empty, so she could use it if she wanted to, and I just didn't want to bother with her. I know this makes me look like a giant asshole, but honestly, I just really wanted to keep this time to myself. I casually move my hair a bit so that she can see that I'm wearing Bluetooth earphones and I'm not listening to her. She then proceeds to lean over the railing, separating my seat from where the buggy is parked, and takes the headphone out of my ear. Now, there are a couple of things I hate in this world, but apart from someone taking my phone off my hand, someone taking my headphones out of my ear is probably the thing that infuriates me the most. I'm instantly pissed. I look at her and know that I must have looked super effing irritated because I was. What? EP. You can play with her if you want. Me completely confused now. What? EP directs my attention to her spawn in her buggy. It's a kid that is looking at me with wide eyes and grabby hands. I look at EP, decide I'm not dealing with this. Yeah, alright. I put the earphones back in, and not 2 seconds later I see that she's leaning back over again, but she can't see where to grab since now I have my hair over the earphones, and I use that extra second to bat her hand away. What the hell are you doing? I told you you can play with her. I'm really angry now. The bus is moderately full, and people are obviously paying attention. I'm not prone to social anxiety or anything like that, but I think that in a situation like this, it will make anyone uncomfortable. This EP is just standing there with this fake half smile while her other kid is screaming at the top of his lungs while running around the bus. That's nice, but I don't want to play with your child. Oh, come on, look how fascinated she is with you. Sorry, but I don't care. I don't want to play with her. Come on, look how adorable she is. She just wants to play with you. It won't take that long. As you can see, she tries to get the other kid under control. I have my hands full. I don't like repeating myself, especially with something as stupid as this, so I just say, I don't like children and I don't want to play with her. This is not my problem, so please leave me alone. I put the earphone back in and I could hear her loudly rant about what a shitty person I was the entire rest of the bus ride. Given how angry I was, and still am remembering this, I was surprised that I stayed polite as I did. In my language, and even saying thank you and sorry can sound extremely harsh in certain contexts, but I promise that wasn't the case here. I can understand being overwhelmed as a mother, but please don't expect other people to entertain your kid for you. This was much a funnier story. I really love when people refer to the entitled kids as spawn or also for example crotch goblins. Those are some of my favorite terms, and I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of expecting someone to intervene or even get the mom kicked out just for being so incredibly rude, since I would absolutely hate if someone would just grab my earphones or even disturb me in the bus when I just want to watch a TV show or anything. But well, I guess she didn't really do any harm to this person in reality, and it just took a few minutes probably. But I'm just glad that the person got to go on with her day normally, and hopefully this EP and her crotch goblins never bother her again. Okay, so this was the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'm going to be making more stories like this, probably 3 times a week or 4 times a week. So be sure to subscribe, and if I see that I get some likes, like any number of likes or subscribers, I will be sure to make a new video really soon, and see you next time.